So your instructions have not been consistently understood. People have heard you, but haven't fully heard you apparently, and do things that are not what you expected. The question is, how do we give instructions that are more clear to make sure people understand what our instructions are? And there's a number of different things. There's the pacing in which we say them. There's taking the time to explain them well, and all of those good things, and that's all for another video. I want to get to this point. I think one of the greatest habits leaders can get into is when they have their people repeat verbally their message back to them to make sure they're on the same page, and for everybody in a subordinate position to do the same when they're asked to do something. I think this little rule has saved companies countless headaches, countless money, countless profits, countless difficulties because they've simply taken the time to do that. Communication is an investment. If I say, give me $5 now, and you know in 30 days I'm going to be able to give you $500, you know it's guaranteed investment. I know it's a guaranteed investment. Will you give me the $5? Of course you will, because it's guaranteed payoff. Communication is the same way. Communication is a guaranteed investment, a guaranteed investment. When I talk to my clients on the phone, or what might be my future clients on the phone, we may talk for 45 minutes or an hour on the phone, and almost always, I won't say always, but almost always at the end of each conversation, I'll spend a couple of minutes summing back to them what we talked about and letting them know what we agreed that I would do next for them. There's a couple reasons I do that. Number one, it increases their confidence in me, that I know what I'm talking about, and they appreciate it because they know I listened well to them. The other thing is it's a safeguard. I know when I get off the phone with them, after having checked back with them, that we're on the same page. Why do I do that with a client? Well, the reason I do that with a client is because if I don't have my clients, I don't eat tomorrow. I value that communication because I value that relationship. I value that relationship because it keeps a roof over my head. Wouldn't it be interesting if we valued our internal communications as much as we valued that external communication? That we put that much importance on how we communicate with each other. Take a moment, invest the time before somebody walks in, and you don't have to do it in a demeaning way. You know, look at people and say, hey, I know you're I know you're stupid and you don't listen very well, so repeat back after me after I say this to you to make sure we're on the same page. No, there's a much better way of doing it. When I begin to form that habit, I look at my people and say, look, sometimes I feel like I don't communicate as well with you as I'd like to, because we've had some misunderstandings in the past. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to you to repeat back to me what I just said to you so I can make sure we're on the same page. So I put the onus on me. I say it could be me that's making a mistake here, so let's get in this habit of repeating back. Those few minutes taken, that investment, sure, it's an expenditure of time. It may take 2 or 3 minutes of your time. You're spending time, just like the $5, you're spending time. But I'd rather invest that time now than waste 5 hours, a few minutes now, than waste 5 hours later cleaning up after a mess that we made because we weren't on the same page. Take a moment, repeat messages back, make sure we're clear.